Welcome back everyone, we're back up at our usual spot and we're still playing with the tarp again. This time we're going to look at a super simple, really traditional lean-to. I know we've done one or two of these now, but we're going to keep banging these out all the way up until our overnight camp event. I figured that they'd just be pretty helpful. And don't forget, there's our shelter event in between where we'll look at these in a little bit more detail and in the flesh. But until then, let's go. For our lean-to, we're going to use a ridgeline on this one. It's the exact same hank that we were looking at the other week. The ridgeline wants to be about shoulder height, depending on how much headroom you like to have. We've already got the toggle fixed at one side, so we're going to head over to the other one, stick that little trucker's hitch on. Let's go. I know that we said shoulder height. This one's ended up more like head, but I don't suppose it matters, does it? So now we've got that ridge line up, we're going to add something that we've not talked about just yet onto this to support our tarp. We're going to add some prusik loops. This little loop of paracord is now going to turn into our prusiks. Like the name kind of suggests, prusik loop, all we need is a little loop. And all we're going to do to create this is pass it over the line and pull one side through, like you're going to make a lark's head over the line, and we're just going to repeat that another 2 times. So we've got 3 wraps in total, making sure it stays nice and dressed as we go. And what this is going to allow us to do is move our tarp on the line and keep it secured where we'd like it. The great thing about these prusik loops is with very little tension we can move them across the ridge line to wherever we need them to be, but when they're put under stress, it locks itself down and it's not going to go anywhere. So all we're going to do is stick another one over there, bang a couple of toggles in, and this is what's going to support our tarp where we need it to be. Alright, so both prusiks are on the line. Let's get our new favourite tarp back out. Big shout out to Lomo, still hoping for that corporate sponsor. So from here, all we need to do is open it all out, find the very corner eyelet on one side. We're going to attach that to the toggle, the other one to the other. We'll tension it all out. So as you can see, we've got our 2 corners hooked up to the prusiks, but pretty loose, isn't it? And this isn't going to provide us with much shelter. So all we need to do now is pull those 2 prusiks apart. That's going to give us the tension needed to support this. As you can see now, our top line, we've got that tension that we need. We could have added more support by threading the ridge line through these eyelets, but it's not entirely enough. All we need to do now is stake down the back to give it that pitch to let the rain run off, and we're done. And that's us, we're in. As you can see, it goes up really quick, super simple. Most go-to tarp shelter that there's got to be. However, it's got its downsides. Brilliant in the summer if there's low winds, weather's nice, keeps you out of the shade, you can lay down, build a little fire in front of it. If we're in inclement weather though, this is not going to be the one. So what we're going to do now is show you how, with just a couple of really minor alterations, we can kind of make this a little bit more weatherproof. Let's go. So the first thing we've done is taken the stakes out the back. Now we're going to lower the ridge line and we're going to take these eyelets from here and swap them and the next one's down. So as you can see, our ridge line is now about chest height. All we're going to do now is we're going to head around the back and we're going to stake out the back, but we're not going to peg down the last eyelets. Come on, I'll show you. Okay, so this is us from the back. So just like last time, we're going to pull this back out, but you'll see that I've not got the very bottom eyelet. I've gone 1 in from the bottom, and we're going to stake that down at roughly like a 45. Again, that's going to give us that pitch that we're going to need for any rain runoff in inclement weather. This little bit here is going to become partial floor. So with all those stakes out, we're going to take this little excess and fold that underneath, just like we were doing when we were making our freestanding tarp shelters. We're going to do that all the way across, and that's going to give us somewhere nice and dry to keep our stuff. So we're back around the front, and we've got this little bit hanging down. This is going to turn into like a little bit of an awning, a little bit of a roof that's going to give us a little bit more cover, and they're going to pitch in the opposite direction. So we're going to take our new toggles and guy lines that we love, we're going to put them through the eyelets, and we're going to stake those down to the ground. So we've just got that little marlin spike hitch that we're all familiar with in the line. I'm going to pull that out on a 45 from the corner and stake it down. And once we've done that, what we're left with is a nice pretty low down, stealth, sheltered from the weather, tarp setup. So, as you can see, with a few really small alterations, we've gone from a lean-to down to that small flying C, which is going to be a lot more resistant to the weather. However, we've got significantly less room. On the brighter side though, we can have a little lay down. In preparation for our upcoming camp events, I think we'll do maybe 1 or 2 more of these different setups that include a ridge line. And until next time, go explore.